Absolutely. So I understand on your fitness journey, at some point or another, you've had some back pain like me.
Yes.
Yeah. So what was that like?
That was painful. That was not good. So back to high school. So actually my freshman year of high school, I herniated my first disc. And that was right when I had started lifting weights. So I was actually playing freshman football, my freshman year of high school. We would lift weights after practice, some of the guys. And I don't know why I was doing these overhead squats with 100 pounds on the barbell. I was like 150 pounds at the time. So I got to the bottom of the squat and I just felt something weird. Like it didn't hurt really, but I just felt something happen in my back. And the next few days, it started to get worse. And I was like, why is this pain going down my leg? Why is my back so stiff? And I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking back at it, it was a herniated disc, but it eventually had gotten better, but it was bad. And I was like, this is not right. Something really bad happened. I healed. I started lifting again. I was good. About a year or two later, it happened again. I was back squatting and I just felt something happen, and it didn't hurt until a few days later. And I was like, what the hell is going on? It happened again and it happened again. And then right before my freshman year of college was the worst it had ever been. I was squatting pretty much every time it happened. I was back squatting. So I was back squatting and it happened again. In the next few days, it was worse than it had ever been. So my legs, back of my right leg started to go numb, and I started to lose control of my hamstring muscle, my right glute, my right calf. Like all of the muscles started to kind of atrophy away. I couldn't squeeze them as hard as I usually could. I was like, that is not right. That's not good. So I got an MRI. It's a herniated disc. There's some pinched nerve therapy. Never squatted deadlift ever again. No way. I'm doing that. So eventually I did heal up again. And this is before my freshman year of college. This is the first time I'm going to meet my new teammates. I'm going to pitch in front of them. And I was not happy. I was like, I can't pitch right now. I can't even walk without a limp. So my freshman year of college didn't go too well in terms of baseball, just because of the back injury. I didn't have time to prepare really. And then it happened one more time throughout college with the numbness and weakness. That was before my junior year. Ever since then, I haven't done it. I haven't herniated a disc since. I haven't had any numbness or weakness in my legs or anything like that. I have had some times where it acted up more than usual, but at this point, I don't have nearly the same limitation as I did before at all.
So what do you feel like caused it? Was it just inexperience as a lifter with bad form? Is that where you think got you into the back issues? Yeah,
it was always one isolated acute event. It never took time to build up. It was always like one rep, boom, I feel something happen, and my disc just exploded. That's what happened. Yeah, I think the lack of experience led to poor form, poor technique. Yeah. So it was a technique thing, but I didn't know what to do to make it better. So I had done a lot of research on my own, and I kind of just figured out that it's core and glute strength, really. Core and your glutes are really what holds everything together. So I really hammered not just core and glute strength, but actually using them in the time that I need to. So like for a back squat, like I have the bar on my back, I'm squeezing my abs and my glutes as hard as I possibly can. That's protecting my lower back. My core and my glutes are taking all the force. So when I start the motion with those muscles just tight and tense, I can sink deeper into the squat, and everything is protected because I know what to do now. It's like I just keep my core as tight as I can, keep my glutes tight at the top, make sure I have good technique, and I haven't had any issues since. So it was both. The lack of experience led to poor technique.
Fixing the technique is what gives you the confidence now that that's not going to happen again, right? So you have no fear right now when you get under that bar that anything's going to happen to your back.
No, I actually. So one of my coworkers, one of my personal training coworkers, was squatting the other day, and he had 350 pounds on the bar, 3 plates. And I was like, I'm gonna go up there and try it. I'm gonna try that. He was in between. I just finished training a client. I was cold. I didn't warm up or anything. I got him to the bar and I squatted 315 all the way down deep, easy, and I felt great. So amazing.
That's good. That's a good feeling. That's good. So I've had a lot of the same back issues you're talking about. It was always one acute event. It was usually back squatting. And it got to the point on this last one. So it would happen to me about twice a year, probably. And I would hang on one of those inversion tables, and that would always fix me. It would take about 2 weeks. I would say after about 3 or 4 days, I was back to about 90%. And then that last, 5 to 10% would come over 2 to 3 weeks. And then I got back surgery about 3 years ago on my L4, L5, because it was herniated so far that dude, I would go to work and I have one of these standing desks and I would stand there and type and I would just be pouring with sweat and I would be off to the side. Like I couldn't straighten my body out. And that started getting so bad to where I started getting shocks down my leg to where, I mean, it would feel like your leg's getting cut off. Like it was just horrible. And I'd never felt anything like that before. But I was just still so confident that I can hang on this inversion table and it's going to fix it. I know it's going to fix it. I know it's going to fix it. And it just never fixed it, dude. And yeah, so I ended up getting a fusion on my L4, L5. And man, that was a horrible feeling leading up to it. Like I had a hard time walking or standing. I lost a lot of muscle mass in my legs. It was like I was walking around on 2 pencils, man. And I'll tell you what, right now, 3 years post-op, it's the best thing that ever happened to me because I haven't had an issue in my back at all since. Now I've stopped. I don't back squat anymore. I do squat with kettlebells, holding the kettlebells up, I squat, but I don't put a bar on my back and I don't deadlift, but I do deadlift kettlebells as well. So I'm glad you were able to fix it without the surgery. And, a lot of my subscribers are either pondering a surgery, have had a surgery, are trying to find ways to work out with the surgery, are trying to find ways to alleviate their back pain. I get emails, comments all the time from my subscribers about they're just completely hopeless with back pain. And, you know the feeling, I know the feeling. And, talking with somebody like you that's fixed a lot of these problems, I think is going to help my subscribers.